Let's call the meeting to order. Today is September 9, 2024 at 7:02 p.m. This is the Wakefield Commission on Disabilities, first meeting of the session. A reminder to everybody that this meeting is being recorded, and I should put on the closed caption.
Judy Tanner joined the meeting.
There she is.
Hi, Judy, can you hear us? Oh, I have to let her in.
I don't even see an icon up there. Oh, there's the icon.
Yes, she comes, yes. Hi, Judy, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Okay,
Hello.
great. So we're all here. Janice had told us that she would be absent tonight. For many of you, you noticed that when you came in, the meeting's a little different. You have to be admitted in. I guess many municipalities are having issue with Zoom bombing. So this is a new method so that we can monitor that. And I have the ability to cut people off and put them back in the waiting list if we need to do that. Hopefully we never encounter that. Lois, do you have a flag handy? Great. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So Janice had sent out a couple of meeting minutes. I have not had a chance to review them. So unless somebody else, takes issue with that, I would like to postpone those review of the next meeting so that people have a chance to review them. Lois, did we have any updates to finance that you're aware of?
No, it just goes back to June, right?
Yes.
June was the last one. Okay.
Next month, they'll have a full report.
Okay, that will be great. So when you should get the report, send it to me and then I can send it out to everybody else.
Okay.
We have,
That's the way it works.
I
It's
know.
like 3 or 4 months that they have nothing.
Seems strange.
That's fine. So we have no one on public participation, but I'm going to jump around the agenda a little bit, and I would like to introduce to all of you Charles Tuttle. Hi, Charles. How are you?
I'm good, Marie. How are you?
Well, thank you. So as we sit here, Town Council is having their meeting, and I'm sure that there will be no issue with you being appointed to our commission, so that when you join the meeting next month, you will be a full-fledged member and have the ability to vote. Yeah, and so I don't know if, what comfort level you have, if you'd like to introduce yourself to everybody and talk about your background a little bit, or just introduce yourself and that's fine, whatever it is that you feel comfortable with.
Sure, that's fine. So again, my name is Charles Tuttle. A little bit about my background is that I'm a person with a disability. I was looking forward to work with this committee as following its mission and its statement. I've been a person since birth having to deal with disability, and I also work in the social service field. I've been in there for 24 plus years, working with people with physical, mental, and other types of disabilities. I've been a person as well as like a client of the Massachusetts Rehabilitation Commission. I've been involved with parts of special education in my career, my educational career coming up. So I've had quite a bit of experience working with the disabled, and I want to continue to work on it and with people like that in a greater capacity, and be able to help out more in my community. So here I am.
Well, we're really happy to have you. Thank you for your willingness to participate. And as you're talking, I don't know if you had seen, but something came across my email, Facebook, that says that Mass Rehab is renaming themselves.
Really?
And I'm just looking at it. It's going to be called something like Massabilities rather than Mass Rehab Commission, Massabilities or something like that. I'll find it and confirm that, but I thought that was kind of cool when I came across that.
Yeah, I found them. I found them to be very helpful.
That's good to know. So I want to talk to you all about the elections. Janice isn't here. I really thought that we should wait until we were all present. And then I look at the calendar and I probably will not be here for the next meeting because my son has his wedding celebration that weekend and I'm going to have all kinds of family here from out of town. So, I'd like to put that out to discussion for people. Do you have any thoughts of what you would prefer to do?
I would, it's Judy, I would suggest that we do the election today.
Okay.
I would second that.
I'll third it.
I know, Dan, you're always anxious to get that done. Okay, well then, without further ado, we have, as you know, we have, the way we've been handling it is co-chairs for the chair position. And then we have a treasurer and we have a secretary. Do people want to nominate? You're welcome to nominate yourself. You're welcome to nominate others. How would you like to, who would like to start and how would you like to handle going forward?
This is Judy again. I would like to nominate the current slate if they are willing to continue in their roles.
I would second that.
And I'd say, let's get it done quick so they don't know what they're doing.
Well, I'm happy to continue. Lorna?
Yep.
Okay, and obviously Janice isn't here. I sent her an email asking her that question, but she must not have seen it. So we will we'll vote on the current board members
Did Lois
tentatively.
agree? Did Lois agree?
Oh, Lois, I'm sorry. Yes, and treasurer.
The lady with the
That's-
bucks.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so it's just in secretary that's tentative, and we'll confirm that at our next meeting. So all in favor? Okay, so
I'll
that's,
also say if Janice doesn't want to do it, or if she needs somebody for the meeting she can't attend, I'm perfectly happy and willing to do the secretarial duties if you'd like. I'm
okay.
taking notes tonight just in case, because I know that Janice had said in advance she couldn't do it.
Thanks, Paul. I appreciate that.
Sure.
Well, that was quick, folks.
Yeah.
All right, so Lorna, I'll let you take the next one since that was your agenda item.
Okay, because I don't have the addendum.
That's
up on my
the
computer.
acknowledgement of one of
Okay,
our,
so back
commission
in the
members.
spring, I had come across some information that was sent out in a bulletin from Communitas. And I meant to bring this up at the June meeting, but short-term memory problems sometimes. That didn't get brought up. Anyhow, I thought that we should recognize Paula because she was recognized by the ARC of Massachusetts for her contributions in empowerment and advocacy. And I thought that that was just awesome. So congratulations, Paula.
Yes,
Thank you
really
much.
very well deserved. I had heard about it in the
Absolutely.
CAB meeting too, and that was, we were all very excited when we heard that. So congratulations.
Thank you.
And sorry I didn't bring it up in June.
No, just makes it last longer. It's a longer
Hey,
celebration.
There
Thank
you
you.
go, exactly. So I heard from Bill Renault, he's actually been asked to participate in the town council meeting tonight, so he had a conflict and he won't be able to attend, but he will, we'll connect with him and he can provide his update to us next month. But he did want me to convey, particularly to Dan and Lois, that the swing is up at the Dole Bear School.
Oh, yay.
So we should all get over there and take a
Thank
look
you.
at it.
Yes. I've been
So
thinking about that.
Charles, for your information, Dan and Lois have been advocating for quite a few years now for a swing for someone who is physically challenged to actually get their wheelchair in and be able to swing. And Bill Renault, who you'll meet next week, is our town engineer. He's also the ADA coordinator here in town, and he worked with Dan and Lois, and it was very instrumental in helping to make that happen by putting in getting grant funding and all. So that's been very long awaited, and we're really happy to hear that and hope for more.
Yes.
Yes.
Beautiful thing.
Yeah, it really is. So hopefully we can get over to.
I thought some of those kids that would use it would be young adults by the time they got to use it.
Don't make it
I know, well, I'm sure some of them have left the Doe Bear and moved on, but doesn't mean they can't go back.
right.
And hopefully we can get over there and see some young folks enjoying it.
We should have a dedication of some type for that.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah, I was thinking of that. Some publicity in the newspaper would be nice to let people know that it is available.
Yeah, that's a very good idea.
I wrote it down.
All right, we'll talk to him about that and see what we can do. All right. So the next item on the agenda is September 21st is Town Day here in Wakefield at the Common. I believe it's going to run from 12:30 to 4:30. Last year they got rained out, but the prior year we did have a table set up there. So I have a little suitcase that I still have in my basement filled with all the stuff. So we'll bring some, what we have. We, again, Charles, for your information, we had a really nice tablecloth made that says Wakefield Commission on Disabilities. So when we do events like this, it can fit on whatever it is, 6 or 8 foot table. Janice has got flyers and brochures that we've used, Dan and Lois, and I'll get one to you. Although I know we can go online, but there's a booklet here, if you can see this Disability Resource Center yellow pages. And so we have things like that to put out. Janice made these really cool laminated bookmarks. I have some left. Hopefully she would be willing to do a few more of those. So we're looking for folks to man the table. We can break it out into, 2-hour stints or whatever works for people. If people can only come and spend an hour, that's fine too. I'll be down there from 2:30 to 4:30 because my son is going to be working the Inspire Cafe. So I'm glad to do the table during that period. Lorna, I think you have a commitment that day, right? So it's not going to work for you.
Yeah, the reunion, high school reunion. Not going to tell which year.
It will be fun. Let's hope it's a beautiful day for all.
I know.
Is there anyone who will, that's a Saturday, the 21st, is there anyone that might have some time that would want to go down there for a little bit?
Both Lois and I will be down there probably from 1 to 4. I'll be on the
Okay,
veterans area, so we can swap back and forth.
okay, that sounds good. Okay.
I'd be happy to go, Marie, for sure.
Okay, that would be great. Do you want to come down while I'm there so you don't have to be there by yourself?
Sure. Well, yep, I have the whole day open, so yeah,
Okay,
I could go down.
What time did you say it was gonna be from 12:30 to 4?
I believe it's 12:30
1
to
to 5.
you have 1 to
Well,
5?
No, for some reason that stuck in my head, but I know that it's actually my reunion time, and I thought they would both kind of coincide at the same time because, someone might need some assistance in setting up. I mean, you're going to be there from 2:30 to 4:30 anyhow, but there's no reason for you to be down there at 12:30 if you're not working the 12:30.
That's all right. I get it. I have all the stuff, but so I can set up and then run errands or whatever. I don't have. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that because if I do recall, I have a hair appointment in the morning in preparation for this wedding. So yeah, I'll probably just get out in time to get down there and set up, and then I'll go do some stuff and come back at 2:30.
I can
So
help
if
on the
somebody-
early side with setup if you'd like. I'm not able to be there to man a booth because I have soccer coaching, but I can
Right.
go on the early side if you want anybody to lug tables or materials to the site. So just let me know
Okay,
about
Paul,
that.
thanks. Let me just check with the town. I think they're going to provide us a table. I think the tables
Okay.
are going to be set up. Now, they said if you wanted a tent, you had to do that on your own, and we don't have a tent. So, if it's a good day, we're not going to need a tent.
Right.
If it's not so great, then we'll have to go to Plan B.
I'd assume they'd be taking the tables from probably the American or something.
Yeah, they did that the first year, didn't they, Dan? Because I don't remember us bringing a table.
No, they had the table set up.
Yeah, they were already set up. So if it's just throwing on it's really just putting on the tablecloth and then putting out all of the materials.
I think all the town boards are basically gathered together.
Yeah, that's how it was in the past too. Okay, I'll get
Can I ask you a
details.
quick question, Marie?
Sure.
So I mean, I think you folks know, like I got introduced to this group and was interested in it because of my participation with the Top Soccer and Challenger Baseball, both of which are for adaptive programs for athletes with need. And there's such a crossover with people potentially interested in what the Commission for Disabilities has to offer and sort of the target audience for like the athletes that I like to recruit. Would it be permissible to have a flyer for either Tops or Challenger with you
Yes,
guys?
absolutely. I
Okay.
was just going to say that to everybody. If anybody has materials that they want to put on that table, please. Yes, absolutely. So pull
right, terrific.
together whatever flyers you want, and we will be happy to put that out on the table.
Okay.
Charles, same with you. I mean, Janice had come from Department of Public Health. She always had a lot of resources that came her way. If you have information that you feel is pertinent, we're happy to include that. The more information, the better, right?
Thanks for that.
Yeah,
The ta-
absolutely. Okay, so the next item, Judy, Disability Pride, 34 years of the ADA celebration.
Yes. So on July the 26th, I attended the Massachusetts Office on Disability, Disability Pride, 34 years of the ADA celebration. And so as everybody here knows, the Americans with Disability Act provides legal protection for people with disabilities by prohibiting discrimination and creating the right to accessibility. And then the event, it was a very lovely event. It included a panel of leaders in the disability community, and everybody spoke about how the ADA had impacted some personally and some groups that they worked with. And then it's interesting how the discussion just took place in this meeting about Massachusetts Rehab possibly changing their name to something like Massabilities, because a lot of this meeting discussed how words and phrases that we use every day have changed through the years. And then one example that I wrote down that I particularly liked is wheelchair user preferred over wheelchair bound. So we're, as the years go on, we're changing the words that we use, which is really, I think, beneficial to everybody. And then, of course, the Center for Independent Living was featured at the meeting. They help a lot of folks. And then the participants of the group shared some of the personal stories and the ways that the ADA specifically helped them. And then I know as some of us here in the group remember the days before ADA. And if you think of how things have changed, it really is, very beneficial. So I just wanted to point that out, that we're celebrating 34 years. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you for attending that. Did you go somewhere or was this online?
So I specifically attended online.
It's really nice that that is an option these days too.
Yes.
It just allows us to.
It makes
just-
it easier, doesn't
yeah.
it?
Yeah, just to get to more of these events. Because when you have
That's
to
right.
physically go there, it's a lot more challenging.
Prior to the ADA happening, there was a law on the books, chapter 504, that the law was to provide accommodations, and basically it was always ignored. So it was a blessing that they, made the ADA. The 504 is still there. It's used more and more now in education, but it actually was supposed to include everybody, and anything that public participated in, then the access to it had to be, there had to be accommodations to it. But truly, people ignored it. And then the ADA came in, which followed exactly basically what the 504 did, but because it got a lot of press and a lot of Congress was behind it, finally, it took hold and carried on. So I think 504 was probably developed somewhere in the 70s.
Well, yeah, thankfully, because it's
Yeah. Because otherwise people could still be ignoring it.
right. It's definitely paved the way for a lot of what we do and what we represent here. So
I believe ADA is a civil right, so.
Right.
yeah, I think you're right, Dan.
Yeah,
And might note that Lois here has been on this commission for 35 years, an original founder committee member from when Wakefield first started their commission.
Correct.
yep.
So right at the beginning of when all of this started.
And she walks the walk.
Believe me.
Well, we appreciate you, appreciate all of you for your time and energy and effort to come here. I think we have an awesome commission, and I look forward to doing some really great things again this year.
Mhm.
Our next item is, the town reached out asking about a representative from the Commission on Wakefield's Housing Production Plan, and Lorna has volunteered for that position. And Lorna, I think when we last talked, you hadn't heard about any meetings or anything as of yet.
Actually, today there was an email, stating that there's a meeting tomorrow, not tomorrow night, Wednesday night, and I'm not sure yet whether it sounds like half the people can't make it anyhow. I was very confused because in one of the emails, part of it, it sounded like there was a discussion already about when the first meeting would be, but half of us, I guess, never got that notice. So I guess they're still gonna go with it on the 11th. I may make it there on time. If not, it's from 6 to 7 and it's via Zoom. I'm just not too sure. There's some emergency dental situation that has to take place, and
Well,
Not
let
sure
me
why.
know if you want me to sit in for you if you can't make it. I'm just looking at my calendar. I should be able to do that. So just reach out if you have a conflict.
okay.
And we also, let's see, I think I sent you all the details on this. It was from the Winchester Hospital. Um, oh, maybe I
Oh,
did.
they're looking for a representative.
Representative for the commission for their Community Benefits Advisory Board. They want a person to represent the persons with a disability, persons with disabilities community. So they want a representative from the disabilities community. I thought I had printed out the details of that, but I did not. But I know I did send it to you folks, didn't I?
No, I didn't see it.
No,
No?
yeah, basically what you sent was what I put in the agenda.
Okay, well, hold on, because I know it was in, it came to our email, the town email. Oh, all right, well, you know what? I will send it out. I'll go after this meeting, I'll send it out. And if folks could look at it, and if anybody is interested in volunteering, I don't think it's going to be a huge commitment. I think it's only going to meet quarterly.
That virtual,
Yes, it will be virtual, and they're really looking for just input on how the hospital can do a better job, right, of serving this and serving our community. I had actually met with them. They reached out to the Friends of Inspire Cafe through the Boys and Girls Club. So I've talked with them from that capacity a little bit. And just, with Janice Mamayak, my co-chair from the Friends, just conveying some of the experiences we've had as parents of child with disabilities, and where the hospital and medical professionals can do a better job. And I suspect that many on this board have had their own experiences. So if that's something that, you feel compelled to share and guide them on, that's what they're looking for. So I'm going to write myself a note, send out email. Okay, so I don't know who, discussions related to the walking paths through Hall Park and the parking area on Beacon Street. Was that someone's in
Can you
particular?
describe
That
where
was
Hall Park is?
Yeah, it's on near Vets
Oh,
Field.
that's right. Okay,
But the farmer's market is basically.
yes.
That was from, related to the emails from, Julie Scott.
That's right. And that's, I don't know if anybody has any info that they would like to provide comment on. Otherwise, I think that, that's probably something Bill Renault
Bill
can
would have to,
speak
yeah.
to. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of that hasn't even been decided really yet. I think the part from Beacon Street to, what is it, Lakeside Avenue to Beacon Street, and then the sidewalk on Beacon Street, they've okayed, but the path behind the houses on Linda Road, I think they're still in dispute.
Yeah. Where's the path from Beacon Street to where did you say?
It's Lakeside Avenue or Lakeside Street. In other words, right where the pine trees are at Hall Park, where the cemetery is.
Yeah,
goes-
so Beacon Street goes down one side of the cemetery, right?
Yeah, the first street, in other words, where the parking lot is.
Right,
the
that's
right-
Beacon Street, isn't it?
Street. And no, that's Lakeside Avenue or Street. And then it curves around to Beacon Street, where they set off the fireworks 4th of July.
Oh, okay,
Back-
so,
back
yeah,
north.
there's a path that goes behind the cemeteries there.
Like dirt road.
Pardon me?
It's like a dirt road.
Yeah, we'll have to get more from Bill to try to understand what it is they want to do there. Yes.
I think they originally wanted to go through the cemetery, but you know the results of that. I don't think they'd allow them to do that. But the other part of that pathway goes up to Linda Road, which is that small road that goes into the yacht club. And there's several houses there. They want to go behind the houses with a pathway.
So there isn't an existing pathway there yet at
No.
this time? Okay.
The area,
Okay, so it's the place where they set off the fireworks, which is down at the end of some street. I don't know which
that's
one.
Beacon Street. That's Beacon
That's
Street.
Beacon Street? Okay,
It's
so I
good.
thought Beacon Street was the
I
one that had the parking lot on it, but it doesn't. Okay,
The parking lot is the next road down, closer to Hall Park where they have the farmer's market.
right,
There's a little
right.
road.
I mean, that's got a footpath behind it, behind the
Yeah, it
cemeteries
curves
from
around.
Beacon Street over to Hall Park.
And I think they want to put in sidewalks on Beacon Street itself, coming out to North Avenue, that would probably have to be ADA accessible.
Mm.
But the other part, like I say, picks up further up towards Linda Road. And that is, it's a swampy area that it actually has an island out in front of it, which myself as a kid used to fish there, and it was called Turtle Island. And it's the only island on Lake Quannapowitt, believe it or not. And it was made by the ice houses when they were up there. It was their channel that they used to run the ice through, which made a Quannapowitt. Living history.
Yeah, Quannapowitt supplied ice to a lot of places. It was a booming thing.
It's something like 30, ice houses on the lake.
Yeah, amazing.
And they actually had a spur line, a railroad tracks that went across North Avenue into where Lakeside Office Park is now, to the ice houses to pick up the ice.
So we'll add that for Bill to discuss next month. Is there anything else that people would like Bill to address specifically? Any particular updates?
Yeah, so this is Judy again. So I want to pick up where we left off in June about making the gazebo area more accessible.
Okay.
And then if anybody's familiar with the Wilmington Town Common, so they have something that is similar to our gazebo, and it's very accessible. It's got a nice path with benches, and so if anybody has a chance at some point to go over and see the Wilmington Town Common, they have something that we might be able to strive toward for Wakefield.
So Judy, where is their town common? If we're coming, let's say from Reading on Lowell Street, is that a good way to get to it?
Oh my gosh, I don't know.
Okay.
I have to look at Google Maps or something.
All right. Well, Bill,
But
Bill may be aware.
it's yeah, it's their main area, and it's very similar to the gazebo that we have, and they have events that happen at it.
Okay, so that's a good example that we could look at.
What are we talking?
I could take some photos if it would be helpful at some point, just so that we could see what some of the other towns have that is maybe a good example.
Right.
What kind of,
we
are we talking stone dust or like hot top or?
This particular one, it's got like a concrete, so that a wheelchair or a mobility scooter or a walker, person with a cane could very easily participate.
Because going up to the bandstand is kind of a little hill anyway.
Yeah, there definitely is an incline going up there. Well, I think we had discussed this before. They're talking about doing something, or we had thrown that out to Bill when he was saying, we have some money and where can we fund it? So yeah, let's see where he's at with that. A couple of other items. Is there anything else we want to add for Bill's discussion next week before I move off that topic? Okay. What came across either yesterday or today in one of my feeds, and Paula, you may be able to speak to this. It's Disability Voting Rights Week this week, and there are events being hosted all in the area, but we have 2 events being hosted in Wakefield, both of them on Tuesday, September 24. One of them is in the morning from 10 to 11:30. It says here, hosted by the Northeast Department of Developmental Services Office of Human Rights. The presentation will include information on how to register, who can individuals with disabilities at the voting polls. What is that? How to register? Oh, who can individuals with disabilities? That doesn't make sense. How can they assist at the voting polls, whether or not someone can vote with a guardian? There'll be a presentation and then time for questions.
And I think they're going to have some of like the sample equipment that I think Janice talked about last year for the election that's available for people with disabilities. And then there'll also be a self-advocate, somebody to talk about, somebody with a disability to talk about their voting experience and answer any questions.
Okay, so there's 2 sessions. There's going to be one from 10 to 11:30 and then one from 5:30 to 7 p.m. And so I sent out earlier today the email to Jen McDonald, the Wakefield Town communications person, and she's asking for more specific details. So I will I'll write.
Ash came home with this today.
Oh,
and
okay.
And
That's
so I can maybe, well, I wouldn't get around to it. Yes, I was going to say I could download it and upload it to
I can forward it to you, to everybody in the committee.
okay, that would be great. And then I'll send her, we'll put something together so that she can, she needs it in a format so she can put it on the Facebook
website.
page, the town the
Yeah.
town page, just so she can get the word out, because we've got a little bit of time, but we, want people to be aware. And yes, if you send it to Janice, I think, as Janice, and just for Charles' information, Janice last year did an audit of one of the town elections. And she had a guide from, I don't remember if it was the MOD, state MOD, or where it came from. And she identified some potential issues. And what Bill is asking us to do is, is to go to him when we uncover things like this, so that we can work with him and he can work with the town on how best to handle this. So, yeah, Paula, maybe you include him on your communication
Sure.
when you, in that way he'll be aware as well. And maybe that's something we add. Well, can't add it next month because time will have passed. So I will reach out to him.
Marie, can I ask 2 questions on the election?
Sure.
Of course, we're talking, what's that, November 6th, Tuesday?
Fifth,
And
fifth,
no, 5th,
November 5th,
okay, the 5th. Is there no school that day?
right.
And also, will there be a teacher's workshop? They've had trouble with the parking lot because of that, the last 2 elections.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's
A lot of people couldn't find parking spaces.
right.
And
They
of
have
course,
plenty of parking spaces for the preliminaries this year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well. So that will be an item for Bill to find, so that we can get those questions answered. So maybe that's just an agenda item for the next meeting, is voting. So we'll want to discuss the questions that Dan just asked, and then we'll want to review Janice's audit recommendations. Yeah, because that's definitely not, we want to make sure that that spot is accessible to every single person that wants to be able to get out there and vote. And the only other item that I want to mention is on Tuesday, September 24, the Friends of Inspire Cafe will be hosting a fundraiser, comedy night at Giggles at Prince Pizza. For anybody who is interested, tickets will be $50 each, and that will be for the show, and that covers your pizza. And we're looking to hopefully sell out, or if people have ideas for raffle items, that's something else we're looking for. Potential raffle items to put together, a raffle basket, or so. Any ideas?
headliners are gonna be,
Yes, Tony V is going to be there. Hold on, let me see if I have the flyer up.
I have a flyer right here.
Okay,
Johnny Pizza and Artie. I don't know, Gennario, and Tony V.
okay.
yeah, so some interesting people, 18 and over. Even though some of our guys will be there, they are 18. Hopefully it goes over their head. Does anybody have anything else that they would like to add?
How's the updates on the cafe going? I know we've seen a lot of work by plumbers and electricians in the last couple of weeks there.
Yeah, the demolition is complete and the renovation is in process. So yeah, we've just completed sending out 2 grants this past week. We just need a little more cash to get the doors open. But yeah, hope before the end of the fall. That's definitely what we're working towards. So Janice, who is our architect, has done a really great job. Now she's looking for furniture and things like that. So we're getting there. in the meantime, we're doing a lot of pop-up events. Winchester Hospital, I think it's next Thursday. No, it's this Thursday, is doing employee appreciation. They did one about a few weeks ago. They invited Inspire to come and sell slush, and I guess it was very successful. They're doing it again on Thursday. Paul, I think they're working with, well, Lorna, you have more information, right, in regard to soccer, between Wakefield High and Stoneham High soccer?
Yeah, right now, they're still trying to figure out where they can put a pop-up because there's a whole new field and new high school and stuff like that. So I was actually at a game this afternoon, early evening, and I was scouting out a couple more places to say to Wes, well, what about here? What about there? You know, because then he has to go to the athletic director and that has to then go to the superintendent. So it's a whole thing. But yeah, if anything, we're going to have the Inspire Cup for the Wakefield, Stoneham Wakefield game in Stoneham on October 14th.
And that's maybe
And
something,
boys and girls. Girls will be first, boys will be second. So it'll be taken in both those games.
we should get the details to Paul, because that could be something that his athletes might want to, to come to.
Sure. Yeah, we got an invitation to senior night last fall, and the top soccer players could escort one of the like seniors or one of the varsity players out to the field, and then we watched the game together. But I was this close to getting inspired to do an end of season event for my challenger group, but I kind of waited too long and they were already committed. So but I think it's going to happen though. If not the end of the fall for tops soccer, then maybe next spring for challenger baseball.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, keep us in the loop.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, what was the date though of the Wakefield Stoneham? You said October.
October 14th,
Thank you.
it's Columbus Day,
Got it.
or what we're celebrating is Columbus/Indigenous People Day.
And that's the Monday, right?
That's a Monday, right?
Okay.
And I think, I should know these things, huh? I think that the girls' game is at somewhere around 4 o'clock and the boys' game is somewhere around 6 o'clock or 6:30 or.
All right,
I
so
have it
it's
written
late
down
afternoon.
somewhere because I should actually just ask Ash, he'll tell me, but.
And then the day before that, the 13th, is the Buddy Walk. So that will be, oh gosh, let's hope we have good weather that weekend.
Yeah, I know it.
So that's a big event around the common for Down syndrome awareness and fundraising. So another event for the that Paul's athletes may love to come to. It'll just be a fun event. There's a lot of like carnival.
Yeah,
games,
no, I
things like that.
sponsored a little girl, Mia, that plays with me.
Yes.
Plays soccer with me. And I know that this is important to her, so I did that already and have it on the radar. Whether or not I'll be able to walk, I'm not sure, but trying to be a part of it through donations.
All right.
So it looks
well,
cool.
great.
I'm getting the emails and it looks like a good event. Like they've got.
Yeah, it's always a fun event. When the weather is great, the day is awesome.
Sure.
So.
Marie, some of the big events they used to have, like when they had the Italian festival and everything in Wakefield Square, but something as big as like the Buddy Walk, you think that we could talk to Bill Renault about getting like extra coned handicap spaces on Lake Avenue, I think it's called. But they used to have like, on cones.
Yes. Yeah, we'll chat. I'll chat with the MDSC about that to see what we're going to do, because they do mark off handicap spots. They also park up at the head of the lake, 100 Corner Power Parkway. I forget who the property manager is for that, but they've been really good. about allowing the participants to park up there, and then the MDSC runs a continuous shuttle from there down to the
But that
common.
parking lot's under construction now, isn't it?
Yeah,
Not where, no, the building in the front that comes off, when you come off the North Ave, that building to your left. I think that's 100, and the section that's under construction is 200 Quantipower Parkway, which is where we used to park until they started the construction.
So you just park along Corner Power.
No,
Oh.
you park in, there's a parking lot and a parking garage that company owns.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I
And-
know where the parking garage is. I don't think I've ever noticed the parking lot.
Yeah, there's a small lot in front of it, and so they open that up on the day of the walk so that folks can park there, and then the shuttle just runs continuously, picking up people and dropping people off. And picking up along the route, right, for folks that maybe can't make the whole 3.3
Yeah.
miles and only want to do a section of it. We have stops along the route. Porta Johns, water, things like that.
so the parking lot is what they used to use for the floats for the 4th of July parade. They'd all park in there.
In there, yeah.
Yeah, they did this past July 4th too, because my daughter was a sign holder. That's where she set up.
Yeah, luckily, I mean, the businesses have been good. They've been good about allowing parking in their lots, the item, town hall, just to get people off the street. All right, does anybody have anything else? Go ahead, Paula.
Yeah, I just had, I forgot to mention it for the agenda, but the housing trust, we continued to meet through the summer. And just deciding on kind of what to do with the ARPA funding, because that deadline is coming up pretty quickly. And I believe we're going to finalize it next week, but there'll be some like rental assistance for first, last security for people who are in Wakefield, moving to another part of Wakefield, or people who are moving into Wakefield, and it'll be within kind of the income guidelines for that are used for public housing. So that should be coming out sometime between now and before Halloween would be my guess. And then we're also looking at kind of just different options for the trust going forward, and kind of what are the priorities. I think, I'm always happy to bring anything from the commission as the commission's representative on the housing trust. One of the things seems to be what is low income, right? Because in Wakefield, low income is $80,000 and below. And so, that could be many of your teachers, your first responders, your, I don't know about the police and things like that, but it's a lot of people. And so while we want to support the people who are already living here, people who have grown up here, also, at least from my experience, people with disabilities are not necessarily always making, anywhere close to $80,000 a year. And that's for a one person household. So, going with a kind of low income. And so I think that's one of the things that we're just discussing as a trust is kind of what are those income limits? Just because I want to make sure that people with disabilities are not forgotten kind of in that low income is definitely below, I'm thinking people like below $30,000 a year, people below $20,000 a year.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to put an agenda item on that for you to, maybe for our November, if you think that might happen in October. Give us an update in November. Thank you, Paula. Thank you for your willingness to do that. Does anyone have anything else? I'm just, oh,
Yeah, I'll bring up something quickly. They had the inaugural Porch Fest this past weekend that I think
Yes.
went over really well on Saturday, and maybe something that I'm positive it'll go on again. I was a part of it and it was really well received. I've been part of the communications and stuff. And maybe one thing that they can do with the map next year is flag houses that are handicap accessible or
Good
something like that.
idea.
So if they will, because I did see folks of varying disabilities in the audience. I saw several people with wheelchairs and stuff. So I know at least maybe, people going to homes or, neighbor places in their own neighborhood that were pretty easy to get to, but it could be helpful to the disabled community to have some way of knowing which houses are more accessible than others.
good idea.
I'd like to mention one thing about that. Sometimes it's helpful if there could be a temporary handicap parking spot so that the person doesn't have to get out of their vehicle, because most of the time you can hear it and see it and enjoy it right from the curb if you can park.
Good idea.
I know even in the summertime, Plaza Jazz, a lot of people park right in front on Main Street and listen to the music. They don't have to go up the stairs.
Right.
Like you have to get.
Exactly.
You have to get there
and,
early.
I've done that myself, and it's a wonderful event, and you can hear it wonderfully, and you can really participate right from the parking spot. Exactly.
And I want to just throw this out to think about, I would like us to get together and meet in person at least once. I don't think we've all been together since maybe immediately after COVID when we did that Intelligent Lives.
Do you want to pick November since you're not going to be available in October?
Yeah, that would, it's as good a time as any, Judy. Why don't we consider that? It would be Monday, November 4. So
Do we
before,
need to run this by Sherry Dalton first?
yes, I think we do need to do that. We need to make sure, we would meet in the town hall and that meeting room where we used to meet. So their conference room right there on the first floor. So, yeah, we do have to. I can't imagine they'll say no. Other group, take town council, school committee, they're meeting in person. I can't imagine they wouldn't allow us to meet in person at least once. And we probably should do it before we have to deal with the inclement weather. So Lorna, would you reach out to her? Would you mind?
Who's Sherry? I'm writing
Yeah.
in my book to make sure I got the dates down. No, I can do that. November 4th, huh?
Yep. Okay, I know Paul has a hard stop at 8, so
Yeah, thanks, Suri.
does anybody have anything else? Go ahead, go
Okay,
ahead.
thanks, everybody.
All
Have a
right,
great
thank you.
week.
We appreciate it.
Sure. Take
Thank
care,
you.
folks.
Thank you, Paul.
Bye-bye.
I don't know if anybody's done the ethics test or the training, but we just finished ours today, both Lois and I. So we're good for another 2 years, but that's coming up. I don't know if people know about it. I
What?
think this time around is only like 5 or 10 minutes.
I missed this. What did you say, Ben?
The ethics training for mass ethics.
Yeah, I think I got it because I had to get sworn in for the housing thing because my term actually isn't up until next spring.
I think it's good for 2 years, but the second time you take it, you only have to read the summary, which is 5 or 10 minutes.
Oh, maybe they've changed it because I know I've taken this. I've already taken it twice. And the second time was the same as it was the first time. So this
Yeah.
will be my third time taking it.
I think Sherry will send out a notice. if you need to have it done again, so.
Yeah, and Charles, that will be all part of your onboarding that you'll probably get after tonight's meeting with the town council.
And I just had one other thing I wanted to mention, technical difficulties. It just seems to be the theme of my day. I apologize.
That's okay.
Tufts Medicine is doing a community health needs assessment. It's been referred to as the CHINA in the past. And it's something that's done every 2 years. And it's kind of the communities of, like the Metro North area, and Wakefield is one of them. And they use this health assessment to determine where the money that comes in through like Lawrence Memorial in Medford and Melrose Wakefield and other healthcare places, they use that money for grants. And so the more we can articulate the needs here in Wakefield, the more likely we are to get different grants. And I'm just thinking of all the, like the little projects that we've talked about with Bill. It's not large dollars, but, a couple of $1,000s here, a couple of $1,000s there could really help out. So I'll send that out as well. And if it's okay, I'll send it to be put on the town website as well.
Yeah, send that to me and I'll communicate all of this to Jen and include the commission email as well, so
Yep.
that it's going there. That sounds similar to what Winchester Hospital might be.
Exactly. They're just in a
Right.
different like catchment area.
Right.
So yes.
So, but that's interesting. So so Wakefield wouldn't be in the Winchester catchment area, but
Oh,
Tufts would?
it's right. It's North Reading, Reading, Wakefield, Saugus, Melrose, Stoneham, Medford, Malden, Everett.
So, okay, so we fall within the Tufts.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, send that. I'll consolidate it and see if we can certainly talk about needs at one of our next meetings.
This is just like a 10-minute survey that people can fill out. So I thought get it out to as many people who can say what their needs are and then determine the unmet needs. I think that usually the response from Wakefield is pretty low, at least when I've viewed the results previously.
Question,
Okay.
Paula, would we be filling this out as individuals or would we be filling it out as a commission member?
Filling it out just as a resident of Wakefield.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, anyone have anything else?
As far as grant writing, do we have somebody in town that writes the grants? Or is it the two economic development people? Just who, do we have to write a grant?
We
Oh,
would
no.
work with Bill Renault. In regard to this, we would work with Bill Renault. So we could bring the different grants that we find out about to him. And I think he would be the one.
Okay.
I mean, we certainly could help him write that grant, but we would fall under the town. Any money that came in would come in through the town. So he would be the one, I would think, would be signing all of this.
Correct. Yeah, and that's kind of part two. What I was going to send out now is just like a survey for them to collect needs, and then there'll be a call for proposal that's something totally different. But I was just thinking for a swing, for a accessible picnic table, those items, and then if the town just had to pay for the installation, just different ways to get the various needs met.
Right, and Bill's pretty good. He's usually on top of that, but he can't know every single one of them. So as we find things like that, we should definitely be bringing those to his attention. Okay. If that's it, would someone like to make the motion to adjourn?
Yeah, I will.
Thank you, Lois. Someone second?
I second.
Thanks, Lorna. Okay, it's 8:07 PM and we will adjourn this month's meeting of Wakefield Commission on Disability. I'm not sure that I will see you all next month, but we will work on getting together in person for the November 4th meeting.